Greetings, armor lovers. Adam Savage here in my cave with a build that I thought was going to be part of another build, and then I realized this is its own one-day build. And it's a one-day build because it's a one-day build. Okay, 2 days, but like it's only a couple of hours on the first day. I think we slipped this one under the wire. Okay, so as you can see on the table saw behind me here, I've been working on my Iron Man Mark I, and it's been going really well. And the costume, which I've had in my collection since 2010, has been completely overhauled. I'm ecstatic about the paint job. There are other videos that talk about it and show it, and you know, I did a video about the Magneto and the chest arc reactor. And I know I already did a video about the helmet. But there's a new addition to the helmet that needs to be made. So when you're wearing a costume like this, it's a big clunky costume, but it's fairly lightweight, so it's not too hard on my body. But the hardest part of every full body cosplay is being able to see. I really do think that's the hardest part of every single one. And for this, it's really important that this sits like at a very specific point in my head and doesn't move around. Because my arms in that costume, I can't actually reach my helmet. Once the helmet goes on my head, it's on my head. I don't have any control over it. So I built this, which was an aluminum head bracket that's padded, and it kind of works, but it moves around too much, and it's also really uncomfortable. So I want to make a new head cap in here, one that is much more of a positive grab on my head. And to do that, I'm going to make a casting off of my head. Yeah, I have some resin casts of my head here in the cave. I'm going to use one to make a fiberglass cap, and we're going to install it into here. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to, let's lay out the parts of this build. First off, I will say I'm going to be doing some fiberglass here. So I've got some glass fiber mat. This will be what I use. I'm going to be using some epoxy resins, and these epoxy resins and mixing supplies were all sent gratis to us by Total Boat. Total Boat. They make all sorts of different epoxy resin systems and stuff for boating. And they sent me just a king's ransom of some cool stuff. And I'm going to use a small portion of it for this fiberglass head cap that I'm going to make. And once I set it up and glass it, it's going to have to sit for a day, and I'll pull it out on camera. Only going to be a few minutes for you. Okay, mixing tips. Mixing cups. Gloves. What is this? Wow, rugged clear gloss varnish. Fast drying, recoat 1 hour. Damn. That's not going to come into this project, but it's a nice thing. That's funny. I made a dumb mistake. Total Boat sent us all sorts of wonderful things like tints and some other clear casting resins, but the one thing they didn't send was boat epoxy. I mean, it's probably because it's super common and they assumed I already had some, which I already do. So I'm going to be using my general purpose here, Tap Plastics 1-to-1 epoxy resin. This is old stuff, but it looks like Freddie checked it back in June of 19. So hopefully it still works for me. Time for casting a head. This is gruesome. So I want to actually, and making the epoxy go around this. Sorry. Sorry, in making this epoxy head cap, I don't want it to be too close fitting. I actually want a little bit of distance from the head to the casting so that I can line my casting in some felt or lightweight leather and get it to actually cooperate with me there. So I'm just going to add some tape here, and this is a way of adding just a little bit of dimensionality to this piece before I cast it. Okay, now that I've got a little bit of distance, just a little, I want to draw out what the actual piece is going to look like. So the center, let's just mark some lines. Eyebrows are here. I'm going to ears. I think, yeah, we'll connect that as a straight line, and that as a straight line. And, oh, you know what? Let's do, yeah, I'm just going to add another piece of tape back there just for a little more dimensionality. Seriously, this is enough dimensionality. I was really surprised. I did this on a head casting a few years ago for an alien head I never completed, and I was impressed at how much extra room I had when I was done, simply from like several layers of tape. Okay, so yeah, that's that, and that comes there. I want to come any lower than that? I think I do. I think I want to come down here like that. Yeah. So that is the rough border of what the head cap will eventually be. Great. And now I'm going to cover that in, I was going to hit this with a garbage bag, but I don't think I need it. I'm going to hit it with packing tape. What I have is this interestingly flexible plastic tape, which I think ought to be just fine. I'm going to cover over this masking tape with it, and I'm going to try and make it as smooth as possible so that it can be released by my resin. Let us that's already doing pretty good. I have a little buckle here, so I'm just making a slice and I'm laying it down so I have as little of a bump as possible. Oh yeah, I can bring in this stuff here. Hey, there we go. Ooh. What? Come on. There you go. Oh, that's lovely. This is some of the tape left over, I think, from when we made the aerodynamic motorcycle fairing. I can't quite remember where all this beautiful, stretchy, waterproof tape came from. And again, I'm also adding some real dimensionality with this tape. Still gonna be a little wrinkly. That's totally fine. Totally fine. Totally fine, man. Isn't it? Yeah. All right. Take off my coat. And maybe you don't have to look into the light there. There we go. Oh. Okay, so now I want to cut some strips of this stuff. When you're cutting fiberglass like this, just be aware that it creates lots of little thready threads that can be very itchy. You want to cloth fiberglass isn't nearly as bad as some other kinds, but yeah, especially if you're like sanding. Ooh, I won't be doing any sanding on this one. This is a strict make it and use it operation. There's no post finishing. You always should overcut the amount of strippage that you're looking for in terms of fiberglass strips, because you're not going to want to try and cut these out while you're in the middle of the epoxying. That's how you get epoxy all over your scissors and all over the rest of your life, and it's no fun. I know this is not very even at all. It's fine. It's totally sufficient for this. Okay, so thanks again to Total Boat for the mixing cups and mixing sticks and all the lovely goodies. I'm sure I will use some of those tints and other things in a later build, and when I do, I will call you guys out. Here we go. This is what I'm going to do here. Yeah, maybe a total of 8 ounce. Honestly, yeah. Let's do 4 and another 4. Okay. There's 4 ounces. Here comes another 4. And 8. I'm mixing this by volume, not by weight. Chip brush. Yep, this is super important. Okay. And yeah, we're just going to start laying those things out, give ourselves something of a border, but we'll cover that over with felt so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to stir this up right now. The biggest mistake you can make here is not stirring up enough. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting. All right. So the thing about epoxy that's great is that it doesn't smell very bad like polyester does, but epoxy is a cumulative toxin. Your body can't really process it, so you should wear a respirator. All right. Okay. I'm going to start with a coat. Yep, and I'm just going ever so slightly past my black line here, but that's fine. Okay, and now I'm going to take some fiberglass, and I'm going to start to lay it just past the line, right? There's one, there's two, there's three, there's four, 5 and 6. Okay, so now, oh, right. I'm going to start to do this stuff up here. You stay. Yep. Yeah, this is all about the wetting out, and it's just a little bit messy. And this is about the wetting out. This is where you take the epoxy and you make sure that you can see through the fiberglass. Once you can see through the fiberglass, you know that it's properly wetted out. And that's why you lay on an undercoat, and then you go through and you keep on tapping it and making sure that you've gotten the saturation that you want. If I was doing this for structural fiberglass work, I might be using a different technique because I'm using a lot of resin for wetting out the fiberglass, and that's less ideal for the strength of fiberglass overall, but it's fine for a project like this. Now, I'm going to also put a little bit more on the back here and coming up because that's where I want the structure to be. It's actually going to attach to the helmet back here. So I'm going to add a couple more strong strips just right up the center, give myself an anchor point. All right, so now I have it fully wetted out. I've got about 2.5 coats of fiberglass on this. So I'm just going to put it in where I see it's a little bit thin. Do a little more up the. All right, I think we're almost done here. I'm pretty happy with how it's wet out. I'm going to have to let it set for overnight. And we'll come back tomorrow. We'll take a look and see how we did. Overall, I'm really happy. That's great. One more in there. Yeah.
One more here. Yep. Great. And one more there, just for the extras. Okay. That was good. Okay. Yeah. I made up too much resin, but isn't that always the case? A new pair of gloves. All right, I'm going to put this somewhere it can dry overnight. The next thing you'll see is us cracking it open.
Overnight, the exothermic fairies did their job. By that, I mean the chemical reaction initiated by mixing one part of my epoxy with another part of my epoxy yielded this. And I know this... Yeah. Yeah, I know. This looks horrifying. This is like... Yeah. But this is a success. So this is the fiberglass on the casting of my head. I can still see the line, which is great. I'm going to transfer that line to the outside of the fiberglass before popping it off. Then we're going to see how it fits. The rest of this build will be a progression of adding some felt liner, but also cutting away parts of this to make it look... I want it to end up looking similar to this, except that the difference is this will fit my head like perfectly, and that not so much. Yeah, it's just, this is going to go a huge long way towards making me feel secure in the costume, because I tried the costume on last night. Norm and I did a little photo shoot of the costume after the paint was done, and we tried to put the helmet on me, and the problem is that the helmet bangs around on the neck, which is totally to be expected, but because of its lack of positive grab on my forehead, I immediately can't see. And when you can't touch your head and you can't see, that is when I start to feel just the tiniest bit claustrophobic. It's like I'm uncomfortable, my glasses are like this, my hearing aid is feeding back, and this helmet is like bouncing all over the place. It's no bueno. So that's what we're gonna fix. Yeah, I'm gonna set the, well. All right, the head's in here. So I'm gonna transfer the markings that I made on the outside to the fiberglass. Now the question is, I'll get this off the head. And I think the answer is that we can. There we go. Excellent. Good. Excelsior. All right, now let's see if my using the tape as the fine. Oh, actually, maybe I want to cut this first and then try pulling out the lining. It's still just the tiniest bit soft, which is great. It weighs almost nothing, which is also great. Yeah, let me get the, I'm going to get my reciprocating saw. Let's see if this does it. Ho, ho, ho. All right, so that was freaking awesome. I was going to use my reciprocating saw, but I don't like creating dust from fiberglass. It's just, it's gross. It covers you. It feels awful. But I just use a pair of air shears, and they worked magnificently. They look like rabbit ears. Yeah, and no dust, which is fantastic. So now I can, it looks like, oh, look at that. Separating completely. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's a little sticky on the inside. Oh, it's sticky because the tape is still stuck to it. All right. So the masking tape came out, and now it's time for the tape to come out. And here it comes. Dude. Plenty of room. That is great. Yep. I guess if I ever want a masking tape hat, I've also got that. There we go. Cap. All right. Okay. Yeah, ladies and germs. Okay, so now I need, right. I feel like I still want to come up a little bit here. And same here. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Yeah, so what I've got here is about I've got a little more room than I had kind of hoped for, but that's fine because I can literally add in some padding and some felt here. This is great. It's only going to get a little bit harder. What I really need to do is make it nice and solid. I'm going to leave this open, and then I'm going to add some padding all the way around the inside of this, and then some felt to that padding. Yeah. Okay. All right. So as I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about its positivity in me, I'm debating whether or not to actually cut out some triangles here so it looks more like it's a like strap, but I'm not sure that's necessary. I'm going to try padding it first, and then I may want to do that modification later. We'll see. I also have, to make it look like welding jacket material, I've got this beautiful, super thin brown kit leather. It's just gorgeous. I'm going to use the suede side as the outer coating on this, and it's going to look like a welding cap, except it's going to be way lighter in weight, so it'll be much more comfortable on me. Yeah. Okay, so Need scissors. What I'm using here is an 1/8" self-stick foam neoprene. That's what's becoming my headband here. I buy this stuff in all sorts of different form factors. I buy it in sheets, I buy it in rolls. It is really useful stuff to have. Nice, nice, that feels good. Okay, even better, even better. Oh, that's really nice. That is a really nice positive fit right there. And yeah, and I can, I think I can adjust that later if I need to, but the real question is, if I did this, oh, actually, no, here's what I do. Do that, this, right. Huh, okay. Still trying to adjust the fitment here. It's a little bit funny. And try one in the center and see how that feels. That feels much better. That feels much better. All right. Oop. Hi. These are all my new fashion looks. Yeah. Oh, who's that? Kind of like I want to do this. And this. And this. Huh. Oh, I keep on doing this wrong. I keep on doing it smooth side out. Try to do this. There we go. That's more like it. I'm not sure if that worked, but let's try it. Actually, that might have worked. This is all like, I'm doing all this work so I don't have to sew. So why don't I just sew? It'll look better, that's for sure. Compound curves using straight materials. This is the maker's bugbear. Yep. All right, so maybe it's 2 darts here. Yeah, maybe it is. I think it is. I think it's 2 darts. 2 darts. Okay, so I need some longer ones of these guys. That seems pretty good. Let's just outline where all the ears are, etc. That seems, get it? Seems? It seems pretty good. Yeah, there you go. That's a pattern for my Skullcap. Let's break out the sewing machine. We're back to the trusty Sailrite. Love this thing. Let's just turn this down a little bit. I may sew a new cover for it at some point because the one I made for it's a little... I may end up making a box that covers this, that has canvas that goes with it, because this is too soft and I have to pull this down each time, but that's all just like a small fix. I love how the cover keeps this thing really nice and neat. So yeah, we're gonna sew a Skullcap for my big fat head. Here we go. Well, I am happy. What do we got? I once was a blood belly of steel, name on drip with a belly of tea. Roll it down the bow, dip down and blow my Billy Boy's bow. I know, sea shanty error. This Sailrite is the best sewing machine I have ever used, and it is missing one feature, which is a knee lift. A knee lift on the foot. See, that, I should be able to do that. Yeah, I mean, if I drilled a hole in here, what I'd need, I might be able to do this with a cable. I've got this metal, well, separate build. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's sew this Skullcap. Ooh, I might have screwed up. Got a fold under there. Got to make sure I don't have it. Oh, thank God, I didn't. Oh, I hate it when I do that. That's the worst, when you accidentally fold some part of your sewing project under the other and sew it all together in some big monster seam. Ow, that shit sucks. All right, good, we are clear. These little clips are so amazing. They are just the best. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Another glorious seam brought to you by Savage Industries. Our dedication to quality is second only. I don't know why I'm writing fake ad copy in my head. I don't have an explanation. All right, so yeah, here comes one dart. Shot through the heart. It's a weird morning. I'm just in a strange mood today. And it's not morning anymore. Well, it is still half an hour more. All right, so that's straight, that's straight, that's straight, and that's just gonna go. Here we go. One dart. Here's the second dart. I have another sewing project I'm thinking about soon. It's also an armor project, actually. It's just, I need to use the sewing machine like a certain amount. And if I use it less than that amount, I get the Jones. I get the Jones. Mrs. Jones. Sorry, lawyers. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Shall we try it out? Yeah. Just trying to keep it real. Mm-hmm. Oh. All right. That's a success. Let us see about attaching it into my head cap. Soft and hard. Soft and hard. The relationship between the soft parts and the hard parts. So let's see. If this goes on like this, and this goes on like that, it's hard to be more pleased than that. Let's make some marks. Instead of making marks, let's just make some cuts. Oh, right. I got to get rid of these darts. Chandler Bing. I'm going to keep doing this until it looks cool. I'm looking over the 40 Grover and I over. One is for sunshine, the other for rain. Sorry. Tapping has upset Maggie. She thinks that I'm calling her. Sorry, Maggie. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetness. Sorry, noodle. I know. Oh, sweetness. Yeah, so I've actually, I've done my classic thing, which I made the tolerances a little too tight on this, but that's fine. I think maybe what I want to do here No, they're not too tight. So I think what I may end up doing here is adding in a fascia strip on the outside here that covers over this seam a little bit. Just makes it a little more forgiving. But besides that, it's pretty nice all the way around, and it feels really good. Does it feel really good? It's a little funny in the middle. Let's pull that. Okay. We're going to try this attachment. I'm going to try spraying a little bit of this headliner. This is Permatex is without a doubt my favorite headliner. I use this in my Land Cruiser, and like days and days of 110-degree weather did not cause my headliner to delaminate, and they did on some other stuff that I use. So I love this stuff. I got it from a local auto supplier named Keystone Brothers, who I've been shopping at for like, wow, my hair is crazy, like 30 years. Yeah, that's better. All right, so let's try that. Let's try that thing. Okay, while that's wet, I'm gonna do this. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I think this will work. Let's bring this down just a little bit. Yep. Yep. And that was actually pretty good. Let that dry a little bit. I'm looking over. Well. That feels pretty good. That's I'm pretty happy with that as a skull cap. It may end up requiring just a little more padding on the sides here, but to be honest, let me just slice it up the middle here on the top. Awesome. Oh, even a little bit better. Even a little bit tighter. Yep, good, good, good. Okay, so it is now time for me to pull out this and put in this. Yeah, that's the next step. So I'm gonna need eighth-inch drill bit to pop out these rivets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll do it. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. I'm gonna try and get it in that garbage can. That's my garbage can. Hey! Woohoo! Got it. Okay. So now just make sure all this still looks good, and it does. It does. So right. If this is gonna right, it's fundamentally a different shape. So yeah, let's okay. Let's just try the position. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's the, yeah, that's great. Okay, so I can feel like it wants a separation here. It wants a separation. It wants to touch the top, right? Top dead center, that's for sure. Top right there. I guess I could mount it in the top dead center. I guess I could do a rivet there and a couple of spacer rivets. This is just the, I want to get this right because I want it to look right and I want it to feel right and I want it to behave right, right? Right. Okay, so just a little bit of brain massaging here. First and foremost, I want to cut away the fabric, the leather here. I can glue it back. There, that's nice and cleared away, but for a couple of little spots. Okay, so let's see here where this bottoms. I see. We have a little visit from Maggie. Hi, sweetie. Oh. Tell me all about it. Come on. All right, so I'm trying to make a little spacer bracket here that will sit here and allow me to attach to both the helmet and the internal helmet. You know, I just want to say something here about the Iron Man Mark I costume that I really appreciate. In the film, it's clear, because the front of the helmet comes up, it's clear that the Mark I's helmet is only mounted to Tony on the back here. And if you were going to create a impact-resistant helmet, giving it, basically allowing it to spring and absorb impact while not imparting that in every way to the head is actually pretty smart. That's actually kind of cool. It's like the helmet is almost like a bell that gets rung, but it doesn't ring Tony's head. Tony, I'm talking about Tony Stark, like he's a friend of mine. Tony's head, you know, it's not gonna damage Tony's head. So what I'm trying to do is make a little bracket that bridges from the helmet to the internal helmet. And we'll see if that actually nets me what I'm hoping. See, I feel like, no. Oh, okay, so I've gotta just shift that back, okay. Yeah, that's got to be right. That's got to go. So. Let's try that. I'm trying to transfer some pattern shapes to the thing, and putting a piece of masking tape on the side is a really good way to like just see that you're going to get the contour that you want. And I'm just sort of creeping up on this. All right, I think I've succeeded. This is my little spacer block. There's not much of a way for me to test fit this than to actually just try it. So I'm gonna do a couple things to sort of get this in, and then I'm just gonna do it. All right. Before I put the, well, let me just see if that actually sort of scans. Well, it certainly feels like it kind of does. Certainly feels like it's in the right spot. Let's try that. I gotta make a mark where my finger is. Come on. Hopefully that made a mark. It did. It did. There's my mark. That is, I believe, where the bottom connects. So that's that piece. Yep, that's that. And then that's where that connects. Yeah, I gotta kind of get all that stuff out of there. right. Oh, sorry about your camera angle. This might be the, I gotta use this one here. I have two rivets. Let's see if they do the job. And I'll add the others. All right. So final attachment is I got one rivet in the top dead center mounted to the helmet itself, 5 mounted to the little spacer block down here. I added a little pad to catch the back of my skull here and a couple little squeezers here just to provide a little more positive grab. And I think we've got a suitable helmet here. Yeah. Bring this down and it lines up and it's really nice. I'm digging it. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. That's great. Oh. I'm having some issues with the front back of the chest piece. So I just need to do I might need to do a little modification, but that's a totally different build. This build, my Iron Man Mark I helmet skull cap that affords me like the right amount of head control. I am pleased. I am Iron Man. There we go. Yeah, I think that yeah, we're very happy. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me for this quick one-day build. I don't use fiberglass enough. I like this stuff. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe, and I will see you next time. Sorry, did I just show you? No, I didn't. Good. I was afraid I bent over and showed you guys my butt crack.